that you are wearing the t-shirts of today do not know how to take the title deed from the Queen in London and give it back to the people of South Africa, including its own members. These members of the ANC you see here, they are not here to support Malema. They are here to say we too need the land. And therefore the persecution of people who are demanding the land affects us directly because we want the land. So the land must be returned into the hands of the people. When a state has failed to give you the land for the past 22 years, it will be irresponsible of me to say continue waiting. That's why I say occupy the land, because they failed to give you the land. If it means going to prison for telling you to take the land, so be it. I am not scared of prison because of the land question. But I'm scared of prison if I go to prison for corruption. I don't want to go to prison for corruption, but I want to go to prison for the land. Because that's what Sobukwe was prepared to do. Sobukwe was prepared to die for the land. Mandela was prepared to die for the land. Krisani was prepared to die for the land. Steve Biko wanted the return of the land into the hands of rightful owners. And who are the rightful owners? The black African masses of our people. We are not confused about that. Land is everything. Without land, we are nothing. Without land, you have no identity. This place called Newcastle is not because of these trees that is called Newcastle. It's not because of these beautiful buildings that is called Newcastle. It is called Newcastle. The name Newcastle is referring to this piece of land. That's who you are. When you are asked, who are you? Where do you come from? You say, I come from Newcastle. You are referring to that piece of land. Because that piece of land is your identity. But, you know, painful enough, you don't have anything to prove that you are from Newcastle. You have no title deed. You have got no address. When you try to occupy an unoccupied land, you are committing a crime. You know why? Because you are taking a white man's land. You are taking the land, and this land belongs to Mlungu. So we must protect the Europeans against the non-Europeans. That's why we are called here. Because no one must disturb the peace of white people. Who are you to disturb the peace of white people? How do you disturb the peace of white people? Because you want to take the land of white people. And the ANC shall punish you for disturbing the peace of white people, because white people are untouchable. White people, they are from heaven. No one dares touch white people. You touch a white person, you will go to jail. You must ask Mandela, you must ask Sobukwe, you must ask Steve Biko. They've not done anything wrong except to disturb the peace of a white man. So black people, you are subjects of white people. Even under ANC, even under the so-called democracy, you are subjects, you are servants of white people. No white man will be served by me. I do not serve white masters. I will never serve white masters. I'm here to disturb a white man's peace. They are right. The white man has been too comfortable for too long. We are here unashamedly to disturb the white man's peace. Because we have never known peace. We don't know what peace looks like. They've been living peacefully. They've been swimming in a pool of privilege. They've been enjoying themselves because they always owned our land. We, the rightful owners, our peace was disturbed by white men's arrival here. They committed a black genocide. They killed our people during land disposition. Today we are told, don't disturb them. Even when they disturbed our peace, they found peaceful Africans here. They killed them. They slaughtered them like animals. We are not calling for the slaughtering of white people, at least for now. What we are calling for is for peaceful occupation of the land. And we don't owe anyone apology about that. Now, here in the case here, the complainant is the state. Who is the state? It's the ANC. The ANC laid a complaint against the EFF because the EFF said you are disturbing, the ANC through the state said you are disturbing the peace of white people. And we are not going to tell the court that we are not disturbing the peace. We are going to tell the court we are disturbing the peace. That's what revolution is about. Revolution is about making those who are comfortable uncomfortable. That's what the revolution is about. Hey, stupid, if you didn't know what revolution is about, today we gave you a free lecture. Revolution is about disturbing the peace of those who are swimming in a peaceful environment through exploitation of the working class. So we are making the comfortable uncomfortable. That's what revolution is about. You must thank this court because this has turned into a workshop. Now you know what revolution is about. It's about making those who are comfortable uncomfortable and those who are uncomfortable comfortable. You are uncomfortable. We want to make you comfortable in your own country, in your own land. This belongs to you. Now, I want to thank you for coming and the ANC comrades for saying they want their land. At least there are few people in the ANC who still know that it's not yet Uhuru. But these comrades who are coming from here in the ANC, they are led by some comrades who were with in the Youth League. They've always been very progressive. There's just that they are trapped in a wrong organization. One day they will know the truth and they will come to the real alternative. South Africa, our country is gone. Our country is on an autopilot. We are in a plane without a pilot. This thing called Democratic Constitutional Republic of South Africa is gone. There is no longer constitutional democracy. The people who lie to themselves that South Africa is a constitutional democracy, today you must know that thing is gone. It left that day when the court said Zuma acted inconsistent with the constitution. Then Parliament did the same thing. They said, all of you, two arms of the state, the legislature and the executive, did not act in line with the constitution. And even when the Constitutional Court said that, till today, nothing has happened. So what does it mean? It means that the decision of the court is not enforceable. Meaning, the law carried in the Constitution is not enforceable. If the court takes a decision and you don't do anything about the decision of the court, you are simply saying to the court, your decision, the Constitution, is not enforceable. And once you say the Constitution is not enforceable, you mean that South Africa is no longer constitutional democracy. You have, in a way, without saying, you have, in a way, without acting, declared the Constitution a dead letter. If Zuma cannot be acted upon, even when the highest court said this man broke the Constitution, there are no consequences, it's business as usual, then who is going to be punished by that Constitution if it can't punish this one? But who must punish Zuma is Parliament. Now we have a problem, because they said the same Parliament acted like Zuma and did not respect the Constitution. So both Zuma and Parliament, which I sit in, do not have legitimacy. Who are you, Parliament, to tell Zuma that he did not act in line with the Constitution when you have not acted in line with the Constitution? It means we've got an illegitimate Parliament. That's why it can't discipline Zuma, because it's suffering from the same sickness. Now, what is the solution? If Parliament is illegitimate, if the President is illegitimate, what is the solution? The solution is the dissolution of Parliament. Parliament must dissolve. We must go to early elections so that we have a legitimate Parliament which can call Zuma and say, come here. You did not act in line with the Constitution. But you can't say to a criminal when you are looting shops, another one is you're stealing the bread in a shop, you are also stealing the bread in a shop. And you say to the fellow looter, don't steal bread. That one is going to continue stealing bread and say to you, who are you to tell me that? Because you are doing the same. So our constitutional democracy is finished. If we don't go to early elections, if we don't remove the president, you are showing the Constitution a middle finger. That is the end of constitutional democracy. It's not about Zuma. It's not about hating Zuma. I also speak about my job called Parliament. When I say let Parliament go to an early election, it means I can be unemployed tomorrow, because there is no guarantee that I will come back. But for the sake of the Constitution, I'm prepared to lose that job so that we protect the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Citizens, you are all folding your arms. Citizens of South Africa, you are not doing anything. When you are called to come and protest, when you are called to go and occupy in ANC t-shirt, none of you is taking part because you have become comfortable. But the reality is that if we don't have a constitution, it's going to come back to bite you. Look at what's happening in this country. People sit and say, Malema is a problem. What can we do to silence him? They charge him with Righteous Act of 1956. This act they are using here, and ANC people must know to go and ask their people there. This act was passed in 1956 as a response to the Freedom Charter which was adopted in 1955, the Freedom Charter said people must occupy the land wherever they choose to occupy the land. Then the Boers, the apartheid regime, passed a law which ensured that no one is going to disturb the peace of Europeans. Mandela was trialed with the same piece of legislation. So you call yourself democracy. Why? Because people sit and want to resolve political issues through the courts, through abuse of state institutions. That is not the solution. Without this constitution, you are going to be locked up for demanding water. You are going to be locked up for demanding RDP houses. You are going to be locked up by demanding jobs. You are going to be told you are committing crime. You are disturbing the peace of Europeans because you are looking for jobs. When dictatorship starts, it starts slowly. Before you know it, we live under a personal rule. Only those who are liked by Zuma will be protected by the law. So we're calling upon all of you to rise in defense of the Constitution. It's not about us. This book called Constitution is everything to all of us. Without it, you are not going to be here in the streets here. A white man would have told you, you are disturbing our peace. Without this Constitution, those who are in the beautiful offices and who are now staying in the suburbs, they were not going to stay in the suburbs because suburbs were for white people. Without this piece of legislation, we're nothing. All I'm saying is we need an early election. All this mess you hear about can be resolved by Parliament. Constitutional Court said to Parliament, you have not played your role. Still, Parliament is not playing its role because they are a majority. When you say to them, let us discipline the president, now let's vote. Who's agreeing with that? It's not about voting your voting cattle. It's not about that. It's about superior logic. Was there a wrong done? It doesn't matter who's saying there was wrong done. Was there a wrong done? How do you correct the wrong? Whether it's EFF, whether it's DA, whether it's ANC, right is right. It must be done in line with the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. You can be guaranteed that for as long as Zuma is a president, this country will go down for many years. Now they are insulting the veterans of the ANC. KB Mapato, this one who was in the front page, being naked, Minister of Maponapon. He says, Ahmed Kathrada, who are you? You don't have credentials. Ahmed Kathrada is an Isitwalandwe of the ANC. That title is not just given to anyone. Not mistaken, there are two. It's Ahmed Kathrada and Andrew Mlagi. Only two people with that title. But because today they don't agree with Zuma, they are being questioned. Who are you? We don't know you in the struggle. The people who sacrificed their lives for this democracy, they are saying there is something wrong. Can you correct it? They are called all sorts of names in defense of one individual. Love the Constitution, love your country. Individuals must come after. If we all act in line with the Constitution, everything else will be in order. There is no one here who's denied the right to the land by the Constitution. We must occupy the Constitution so that we are taken to Constitutional Court. Let the court declare that we blacks, particularly Africans, don't have a right to access the land. This battle of the land is in the hands of the EFF. We will fight for it. No amount of intimidation will silence us. No amount of prison will silence us. Not even torture, not even anything can tell us to keep quiet about the land. Every time we are fighting with Zuma, these white fellows, they are clapping hands. They think we've forgotten what is our strategic objective. Zuma is not our strategic objective. Our strategic objective is the defeat of white monopoly capital. And that defeat of white monopoly capital means the ownership of property must change and be transferred into the hands of the people. The mines must be nationalized. The banks must be nationalized. The land must be expropriated without compensation. That's what we are talking about. Zuma is a by the way. So white men, before you clap hands for EFF, you must think twice. It's like when we travel in a car and we get a puncture, we stop and fix the tire, but the journey continues. What is the journey? The defeat of white monopoly capital, the defeat of the Ruppels, the defeat of the Oppenheimers. We want Newcastle owned by black people. We will not chase white people to the sea. We will give them potion. Piece by piece. That's where you stay. And you can't own bigger than us. You are a visitor. Visitors must behave. They must know that the land belongs to the people of South Africa, the indigenous people of South Africa. We will never keep quiet. The struggle was formed for the land. The ANC was formed for the land. It has always been about the land. The PAC was formed for the land. So we are continuing with the journey of those who came before us. This is not a Malema issue. It's a generational matter. For as long as
All right, we do apologize for that break in feed there, but a revolutionary call by Julius Malema outside the Newcastle Magistrates Court, really saying that he's calling on people to rise and defend the Constitution and, I quote, to defeat white monopoly capitalism. He also lashed out at the ANC, saying that they have no idea of how to provide for their people or improve the lives of their people. And he said that for the ANC supporters there, they are not there to support him, Julius Malema. They are there to support the call of taking land. Well, we do know that he was in court just before appearing there to address his supporters. It was a very short appearance in court. Let's get more on exactly what happened in that court appearance. Our reporter Aldrin St. Pierre is there. Aldrin, a very good afternoon to you. Let's before we get into what exactly came out of that court appearance, I mean, it was very short, and we know that proceedings are being postponed until the 7th. Exactly why?
Everything that comes with the land. So you must not be ashamed. It comes with beautiful mountains. Those mountains belong to us. We want our land with mountains, with the trees, with the animals, the lions you find here, the elephant, the big five belongs to us. Even how can a white man come to Africa carrying a lion? They found it here. It belongs to us. So this struggle, the minerals, gold, diamond, platinum, coal, iron, they found it here. It belongs to us. So this struggle, the minerals, gold, diamond, platinum, coal, everything that comes with the land belongs to us. South Africans, you are rich, yet you are poor. When EFF takes over, this land with its minerals will be restored in your hands. You will be proud to be black. Today, we are ashamed of being black because we think that being black means being poor. But the day the land is restored in the hands of the rightful owners, you shall walk with confidence. You will never be ashamed of being black. You will never doubt yourself. Why? Because you will be owning mountains, the animals, the beautiful beaches of KwaZulu-Natal. They belong to you. The struggle continues. We must never be demoralized now. Every time when you go through a struggle, there will be chancers who are trying to defocus you. They tried with me. This is too little. I've dealt with real stuff before, and we have managed to overcome those difficulties. Today, we are here to put the struggle of black people before the honorable magistrate and say to the magistrate, we are not committing crime. We are asking for what belongs to us, because this belongs to us. And they all agree, by the way, that land belongs to us. But they say we must buy it. How can you buy something that belongs to you? What is funny is that they all agree that the land belongs to us. It's like somebody saying to you, hey, this Mazda 323 belongs to you. I stole it, I'm sorry. But give me 100 rand. I will take your teeth out when I find you in possession of my stolen vehicle. Why should you negotiate with a thug? The land thieves, the criminals, the real criminals are not in the court. The people who are saying, bring back what belongs to us, they are the ones who are in a court. The people who belong to the court is FW de Klerk and all those whites who stole our land. But white minorities be warned, we will take our land. It doesn't matter how. It's coming unavoidable, it's becoming inevitable. The land will be taken by whatever means necessary. This land will be returned to black people. Continue being proud, continue to demand your land. That's who you are. By demanding your land, you are demanding your dignity back. By demanding your land, you are demanding your identity back. Don't be ashamed. Everywhere else you go, tell them you want your land. It's the right thing to do. Amanda! Amanda! Oh no, Makubi! Siaya! Siaya! No, Makubi! Siaya! Siaya! No, Mabese Tubolas! Besi Shaya! Besi Bopa! No, Mabese Tubolas! Besi Shaya! Besi Bopa! Kubi, Kubi, oh! Siaya! Siaya! Kubi, Kubi, oh! Siaya! Siaya! No, Mabese Tubolas! Besi Shaya! Besi Bopa! No, Mabese Tubolas! Besi Besishaya, Besibopa, Kubi, Kubio, Siaya, Siaya, Kubi, Kubio, Siaya, Siaya. Who left, who right? Yamasa. Who left, guitar? Killer man. Hirvatabata. Samarumo. Samarumo rumo. Asicha. Where were you when I'm drunk? Where were you when I'm shit? So far sketchy, emoye. So far sketchy, etati. Kichi, kichi, kichima. Sibram konto al-ayen. Shoot to kill, Hamasa. Shoot to kill, killer man. Kiss the poor, the farmer. Kiss the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. Attention.
Sibonga kakhulu, sibonga Commander-in-Chief, sifuna ukunibonga nonke individually comrades ukufika kwenu ngobuningi. Yeah, sine report nje encane engizocela ukuthi Deputy President asidlulise kuyo very quickly about what happened at the court.
Mandla! Away, two! Thank you very much, Komisar Mbuyiseni, Commander-in-Chief. What basically happened in court is that our lawyers said that they're going to challenge the legislation, the law that has been used to charge our Commander-in-Chief, which is the Righteous Assemblies Act of 1956. So then the decision was taken by the legal representatives of the CIC to say that that law which is used to charge him is not consistent with the Constitution. It's unconstitutional because just the preamble of that act says that the intention is about protecting the Europeans against non-Europeans. It's about protecting the white minority. Then our lawyers said we're challenging the constitutionality of that legislation, and a magistrate court is not a platform to challenge legislation. It must be in the High Court or in the Constitutional Court. So then an agreement was reached that by the 7th of December, the High Court should have received the challenge of the legislation, that if it happens like that, it must go on, get challenged there, and it's proven that it is not constitutional, and then they will come back on the 5th of May 2017 to report to the magistrate court that that law that the CIC was charged with is not constitutional. So the case is not going to continue in the manner in which Sean Abrahams and the Zuma-led government wanted to achieve, because the legislation that they are using is not consistent with the law of South Africa as is premised on the Constitution post-1994. So the case is not continuing in the manner in which they had wanted it to continue, because the basis upon which the CIC was charged with is not legal, is not constitutional. That is why we came to challenge that basis. It actually illustrates one thing, finally, that they are so disparate to the extent of going to revive apartheid laws to criminalize political opponents. That is basically what they are doing. They take apartheid laws to settle current political struggles. They are using the laws that were used to suppress, to oppress our people, to suppress the political leadership now. That is what Jacob Zuma and Sean Abrahams are doing. But we're going to be successful in challenging this, and will constantly give updates to all of you as members of society. But the most important action is a political reaction to the criminal activities, to the criminal prosecution of the Commander-in-Chief. Hands off, Commander-in-Chief, hands off! Hands off, Commander-in-Chief, hands off! Mandla! Away, two! Thank you very much.
Sibonge kakhulu comrades, ngifuna futhi ngibonge bonke abazali intsha yonke. Siyazi ukuthi nishiya amawashini amabhodo nathi nize nizoseka uCommander-in-Chief futhi nidefend iFreedom Charter. Njengoba nisuka sonke sibuyela emakhaya nanibona umhlaba lapho kungakhanga khona nazi ukuthi umhlaba wenu. Luthatheke size sihlangane futhi ngo5 May. Siyabonga. Thank you very much.